Gotta grind hard to stay on top. Watch out for the haters, cause they gon' flop. Get it by any means, cause many feed for the spotlight. Time is of the essence like a stoplight. Keep your head up and toes down. At any second, it could go down. Niggas acting like they wanna throw down. Spin the block like a merry-go-round. Keep your head in the right direction, or you might be headed to the sniper section. For a life adjustment, get your life adjusted. Take a flight encompassed by a righteous woman, or the nicest someone, not a nightless dumb one. Hit that.
Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Matt Rhodes. We're here today, and we're back with another podcast episode. Next to me is the lovely
Lay the Bae. You already know what it is.
And we're giving you that raw,
educated
analysis
of life.
And we're back. It's a new year, y'all. 2023 is officially here, and our first guest of the year is here. An amazing woman by the name of Dr. Kyndra Crump. Comedian, just awesome. Like, for real, it's a privilege to have you on. How you doing?
Hey, first off, I love how you guys say you was raw. So are y'all raw like you just finished having sex with a prostitute without a condom and now you got syphilis? How raw was you? Go get sushi raw?
We're not trying to get that raw. Maybe a California roll raw.
Okay. Speaking of Cali, hated my husband rapper the game. Why don't you want to respond back to my DM? I'm putting my finger to your face right now. I have literally been sending you back-to-back emails, DMs on April 22nd.
Gang, you better get it right.
What is wrong with you? You know you did this.
You better get it right.
Hey, Game is my favorite rapper too, though, for real.
Well, I just want to get some hair from him. I mean, he's not my favorite rapper. I just
Oh.
wine and dine him because my thing is once the bill comes and I'm paying it, get horny, okay?
Right. Absolutely.
But thank y'all so much for having me. First off, I appreciate y'all. Forgive me. I've been out here, even on my day off, I'm still trying to make the best of my time. Cause you guys are young. Y'all are like 19, 20, and I gotta give you some wisdom.
Just about right.
Okay.
Excuse me.
You in that
I'm an OG out here.
Oh, so you like being called Unc? Why don't you just change your name and we're gonna call you that for the rest of the show.
So let's start off with where you're from. And let's start with where you're from.
So originally from Atlanta, Georgia. You guys say that because there's an Atlanta, Texas. I'm like, bro, y'all getting lazy with the copy and paste names. You city namers. There's Miami, Oklahoma, Paris, Miami, Texas, Paris, Texas. There's like,
I swear, if somebody comes to me and says I'm from Atlanta, Texas, no, go sit down somewhere.
Please sit your ass.
At that point, you gotta say Texas. They say what part was the city called, but. Like I said, man, people, I'm like, bro, y'all, I'm pretty sure there's a Los Angeles, Tokyo or something. I mean,
right.
But that's where when's the last time y'all been out here?
Out where?
To my city.
I don't live in your city. I'm an hour away from your city.
Oh, good. Okay.
I live in Macon.
I still haven't been to Macon. So do you hang out with Pastor Troy too?
Oh, hell no.
No, wait, that's Albany. Sorry. Or is that Macon or Augusta? Sorry. Wrong city.
It didn't matter what city. Hell no.
People don't even know about Pastor Troy like that, for real, though.
Mm-hmm.
What?
OG.
Because he didn't sell his soul like that. He didn't open up that booty hole wide enough. He's a cool ass celebrity. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Pastor Troy is cool, man. Like Pastor Troy, you can go there and probably smoke a blizzy with that man. Like he is so cool, and he seemed like. I'm not even gonna say that. I don't want him to listen to this and be like, you know what, you're canceled next time he sees me. But he seems cool, man. He seems cool. But yeah, next time you guys got to come to this adult wonderland that I work at called Magic City. I was told it's pretty magical.
I've been there before. Been to Pinups, Magic City, Blue Flame.
Did you get a female boner when you?
No.
Women don't attract you. You're not attracted to women, and even in the slightest. Like
no. I never said that, but I don't. It's not like oh my god.
Gotcha.
No, it's like
not even
can I get some wings?
Okay.
I've never been to Atlanta. I've driven through Atlanta, like on my way to Virginia, but I've never been to Atlanta, and I've never been to a strip club.
You want me to throw one for you? I'll get the strippers. I'm talking about myself. All right. Anyway, because you guys,
I just feel like it'd be some stinking ass in my face, and I don't want that. So
that's it. That pH balance is off now. Ladies, y'all aren't y'all tired of smelling like and tasting like McDonald's pocket change, my boy and my girl?
Not the
like
pocket change.
What's wrong with y'all?
No.
So how was life for you growing up in Atlanta? It's a big city, you know, like how was your interactions with growing up with the kids? It's Black city too, right? So like it wasn't much diversity when you grew up, was it?
Not in my neighborhood. I lived in like the nice part of where the Black people live. Like I think to this day, that entire neighborhood is still like, it's like the Cosby Show and Fresh Prince level, right? And so shout out to Pops, man. He's original H&I. My father was a VP for like Sony and Warner Brothers. So think of all the big people that were in the 80s and 90s, from Tupac to Bob Marley to Prince. They was at my house, but I didn't get born. I didn't get hatched until years later. And I'm like, that's BS. Like y'all didn't want to wait and come back.
Right, you missed all
my daddy wasn't telling everybody, like telling the kids to say, "Hey, Prince, come back. I got a daughter on the way." He could have serenaded because we gonna be the same size anyway. Right.
So you weren't in that vicinity with those people growing up. So but he would take.
Well, after my parents' divorce, I got in that vicinity, man. I literally went from riches to rags. Okay, like. I'm still at rags. This is why I'm out here trying to do these podcasts. Cause I was doing back in 2000, like a few, like two and a half, well, actually 3 years, 2.5 going on 3, 2.5 years back. I remember, sorry, brain fart.
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Wait. Oh, okay. It was about a podcast. What I was going to say about the podcast, I remember doing like in that 2.5 year span was like 2,000 episodes, 2,000 different episodes of podcasts, right? Because I was like, bro, I'm gonna be on Good Morning America after this, and I haven't been yet. I'm just, and it's okay. Like, I learned that the what you want in life is gonna take time. Absolutely. And so with that being said, I just I have to always remember that, and so it will still get frustrating. Because it's a lot of unprofessional podcasters out there, a lot of podcasters who want you to pay them, and I'm like, bro, pay your mama.
Okay, like, I would like you to
pay. You still owe her some money.
I would like you to share some of your worst experiences on podcast. You don't have to give up any names, but I gotta know, like,
I typically do, but I can't remember right now. That's how beneath they are.
Roy said, "I got to know."
They better go buy my book too. That's how y'all can repay me back, sorry ass podcasters. Anyway, I had guys. It was on the subject of like oral sex or whatever, and I remember a guy had mentioned something about like it was another girl on the podcast. He asked the question like, how good is your head skills? And I'm like. I'm not, why are we talking about that? He's like, oh, since you don't want to talk about that, and since you want to be a baby about it, hey, insert name here, woman, Jessica, whatever her name is. Right. And then she answered it. I'm like, bro, this conversation's over. Goodbye.
What kind of podcast is that?
I was about to say,
it wasn't even
was Andrew Tate in there?
It didn't even start off like that. It was like a cool, it was like the podcast on the first come up. It was chill and everything. Like I like the people, but they're like, oh, we need a headshot. I'm like, guys, goodbye. I done had podcasts. Tony, get off I have a cat, y'all. You want to see my cat?
Introduce us to Tony.
Y'all see her?
Tony.
Okay, hold on, wait. I don't know if it's it. Y'all.
I kind of, sort of. I don't like cats.
I'm trying to blend in with the background. He midnight.
I'm trying to wait till.
I don't do cats.
Yeah, I can't. I think she's about to jump down. No, she's not. Okay, well, it's okay. Wait, hold on. There she is. Y'all see her? There she is.
No.
Okay, well, she's moving.
I see her silhouette.
Yeah, but like I said, I think for me, for me personally, what it comes down to, is I like even having to deal with that. I had a girl one day. It seemed like she was phased out, and I had called her out there. I'm like, baby, are you even listening? And then I was like, in the clouds of Snoop Dogg, and so I was I was not even phased by it. People done gone off on me, and I'm over here like, bro, I'm nonchalant. Like, you better be glad I'm nonchalant, because I will flame your ass, man. I don't have time. I make you want to fight me, make you want to shoot me. I'm telling you, man, my words, man. I try not to go that route. I try not to sit here and because let me tell you something. When you say something my motto is this: when you say something disrespectful and you curse a person out, you're gonna have to stand on those words for life. You need to watch how you talk to me, because you're gonna have to stand on that for life. If you think that this is what I am, if you think that or you want me harmed or what, bro, I don't have nothing to say to you. Conversation's over. But that's why I try not to go there with people. I try not to sit there and everything. Now I will talk about you horribly, or I used to talk about people horribly, and then I block them. But I'm like, I'm not gonna do that no more. I just say, bro, what is your obsession with me? Why do you keep sending me a message I have not responded back? Like, this is probably why I wouldn't stop talking to you, because you just don't take the hint. They're not interested. Block. And I used to sit here and talk about their mama, talk about their children. Bro, I did not give a crap, and then Facebook got on me. Like, I'm like, bro, this is Messenger. Like, this is our beef. Like, what you in here? This ain't for the public. I didn't bring the public in this.
Right.
Freaking hater. But now, going back with all that being said, when it came, and I'm gonna say this: the girl literally went off on me. She started saying I was incompetent, and
this is all on a podcast?
This is on a podcast because she was upset. I called and said, "Baby, are you even listening?" And I learned a lesson. I'm never gonna ever do that again. Like, if a person wants to be zoned out, they can be zoned out. But like, when I talk, I'm trying to command attention. Like, that's just rude.
Right.
So I'm like, baby, what's up? And she just she got so upset. And then the host had came in. He's like, she was gonna curse you. I just want to make sure to check on you, because I've worked in the podcast business for years, and this seems to happen a lot. I'm like, bro, it's because it's a lot of toxic, unhealed people. That's why.
And some people aren't meant to do this, though. You have to be personable enough and professional enough to carry a conversation. And who wants to talk to somebody that's obviously not interested in what you're talking about?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I've had to carry a couple of the podcasts before Layla came, and it was difficult because the person didn't want to talk. So I'm just like, you agreed to be on, like, we got to have some kind of engagement here. So
give me this.
So
gotta give me that.
Do you guys? I was gonna say, just so you all can feel a part, because I've had people do that to me where they had to like give me a test, like a little pre-warm up.
Yeah,
just see, because I understand in this day and age it's important, because there are people out here, man. I'm like, bro, I'm glad I didn't bring you on my podcast because of whatever, right? But my question to you is, have you ever, when you had those instances where you've had people come on and they like literally was boring, how did you just stop recording and say, listen, I'm just not going to want to continue further with this because you're not saying nothing?
It was only one guest I had, and it was back when I was by myself doing this. And I kept it going. I was able to get something out of him. But for me, it was like, it looked good on screen, but for me, it was difficult. I'm like, it's like I'm pulling this out of you. Like, I'm having to like...
forcing it.
Yes, like, come on, bro, like, talk. I'm just like, okay, tell us this. Well, yes. No. I'm not sure. Like, bro, this is this is not a job interview, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
And,
Kyndra, I have a question, because you said you grew up in Atlanta. You clearly was around, some entertainment,
or more so. Let me say this. It was like 20 minutes from like Atlanta, like the 20-minute outskirt of Atlanta. So
okay,
go ahead, but just to kind of clarify that. Because people like be like, oh, well, what part? What street? What street? What street number? Bro, what you want my home? You want my social security number too? Like, what the hell?
Stalking ass mother.
Man, that's still Atlanta. That's like if you live 20 minutes outside of LA, you live in LA.
In LA.
No, my address right now is currently still, it's Atlanta, most definitely.
But you said you went from, you say you went from, of course, riches to rags. And was that a choice for you?
No, I never wanted to, like, I mean, actually, now that I'm older, I think back and I'm glad I went in that path, simply because, like, people who are rich and who don't give back, it's a reason why they didn't grow up struggling, but you appreciate where you have come from. That way you can never complain. And so the times where I feel myself and I'm a positive person, but the times I feel myself wanting to be negative and a Debbie Downer and all that other type of jazz, I think like, okay, it could always be worse. Right. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, for me personally, it was like my parents divorced, my mom's a single mom. So we're just like literally all, pretty much in a way homeless in a sense, and like eventually we got our life back and in order and everything, and I had lost faith in God. It didn't help. I was watching Good Times as well. The episode where atheists. I'm like, God ain't real because we out here struggling. Like, where God at, man? Like, how you gonna leave me, folks? How you gonna leave me?
Right.
How growing up for you, like, 'cause I feel like you giving us your natural self. I feel like you're naturally funny. Was that like something that you had to work on growing up, or was that just naturally you?
That was always me. Like, I never realized how funny it was. I remember there were times where people would just sit here and they would just randomly like hit me up through Messenger, like in high school, middle school, high school. They'd be like, bro, you funny. Like, oh, I remember you from middle school. Like, you always had me laughing and you helped me with math. I'm like, I helped you with math, baby. We didn't fail the course. Because let me tell you a fun fact. I failed math every single year in school, all right, to the point where I'm surprised my name, didn't get registered to be on, the short bus. Like, they kept dusting my seat off and everything else like that. They kept dusting my seat off. They kept, was waiting for me. My mother kept showing up at the school with these new wigs. We don't know if that is Shaka Khan or Miss Crump. We don't know. Okay, like, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to be, in the special needs class, because hell, they got to go to lunch before we all did. Like they
that is true.
They breakfast didn't even like fully digest, and they already like are eating lunch and everything. Like, all the slobber coming out. It's so good they can't contain themselves. All right, we gotta stop. They gonna come after us.
Oh no! I got a story to tell though that relates to that.
Please,
I was in high school and I got out of one of my classes early. So I would go to eat lunch and there was kids out there already. I had no idea that these were the kids that were in the special ed class. And so I just started conversating with some of them and everything. And we started talking. And every day for lunch for like 2 months, I started hanging out with them until somebody would start telling me like, why are you hanging out with the special ed kids? I had no idea. They just look the same. They go into the same school as me.
Hanging with them after that?
No. They was my friends by that point.
With them on Facebook or so?
Some of them, yes.
That's good. Why don't you bring them on the show next time?
But you know what's crazy? We don't see special ed kids no more. I don't see them.
I don't see them either. Where are they at?
Remember, they used to be like buses that used to come pick them up and stuff. I don't see that. Like, am I the only one? I'm just saying.
I don't see the short bus no more either.
Hey, listen, what's going on? I don't know.
I don't know what happened. I think that was like last debris. But no, I remember there was shout out to one of the special needs kids, Cody. I don't even know if he's still alive or not. But shout out to Cody, man. Cody was my favorite. Like, he didn't even speak any words. Like, but he got that super, like, he has the Hulk strength. He almost ripped my arm off.
It's strong.
Another arm. Which thing? Were you watching SpongeBob and you thought that taking my arm off another arm? Bro, what the hell? You got the reference. But like,
I gotta clip this part up. This is gonna be a clip.
But I'm like, bro, like, Cody, but no, man, Cody was my dog, man. Cody, he was like, my interracial homeboy, and we was cool, man. That was my dog, and I would always get excited to go see him and stuff like that, and I just talked to him, even though, like I said, he didn't speak no words, but he except like just like the same sounds. He always had the same sounds and everything else like that. But he was cool, and then there was another guy who the teachers would say this, and he's gonna yell out Madison. And so I was like, okay, so I said whatever that trigger word was, and he would yell out Madison. And they're like, bro, that was funny. I'm like, bro, isn't this like child cruelty? Like, you're forcing.
So y'all sitting there poking it just to know to get that response out of him. That's messed up.
bro, you know what I thought, man? I was like, when I thought, you know how when you're younger and you think in your head, like, okay, this is wrong, but you don't really think about it till later on. Like, bro, why did I even go? I knew in my head the entire time it was wrong. So people have no real excuse to say, well, I didn't know that was the wrong thing to do. You didn't know running over a person because they took your parking spot was the wrong thing to do. Suge Knight. Why'd you not respond back to my email, sir? I sent you 7 and you didn't even respond back to none of mine. Bro, what's wrong with you? Anyway, that's why you got Tupac killed. But no, back to what I was saying though. I want some hair from Suge Knight too. That's what I was trying to
Lord Jesus.
like, bro, like just like that's a big boy love.
You better not mess with Suge Knight. You better not mess with Suge Knight. That's a danger.
Be like Michelle. Sorry, Michelle. I'm so sorry for your domestic. That's not even funny.
Ain't his name Marion
Suge Knight. My mama went to school with him.
Sugar. She did. So wait,
that's your mama classmate?
Yes, she went to school with him.
What part of Cali? Your mama from Compton?
My mom from Linwood. He grew up. He from Linwood.
Listen, I know Linwood. I was out there a year and some change back. Man, I was at the Slauson Mall, Crenshaw, and then they're like, bro, you know that officer has a bulletproof vest. I said, why is he still working? I gotta wear. It's like there are certain jobs I would never do. Okay, and as I get older, I would rather be a janitorial versus working like having to be like you know, the security that they have to carry around, the president's security. If I had to feel like
Secret Service.
Listen, if I gotta feel like bullets are gonna be flying, I don't want that job. Like, there's not money in the world for someone to pay you. Like that to me is just being desperate. But anyway, like there was one of my followers who I met up with. Shout out to Cali, man. Y'all are really the LA. I don't know like how different parts of Cali are gonna be different, but the LA area, y'all. When I came out there, years some change back, y'all showed up. You wanted to see me every day.
Nah,
LA
always show up.
Was real, man. Cali, man. That California love is real. I don't know it's because y'all be high all day or whatever, but man, I shout out to y'all. Like
I think it's the diversity in the population. Like people, if you find your niche out here, like they will rock with you. Like for real, like they're gonna show up. They're gonna
my comedy. I didn't even get a chance to do a comedy show. Like I was just there, like basking in the moment and everything else like that, you know, stuff like that. And I was scared because I'm like, bro, I can smoke a blunt out here. Like the police, man, I'm telling you, when you go back, this is how I think, and this is something I gotta say about like the whole weed thing. Like, how is weed legal in like other states? Like, I thought we was united. Like, seriously, I thought we was united.
He makes a good point.
So
I noticed that in 2013 when they had the weed shops out here before it was officially legal, it was the medical legal. But I noticed that the FBI would raid the shop. So the state's law was cool. The state said it was cool, but the FBI said no, it's not. So they would literally come in there and shut the shop down because it says federal law overrides state law.
So how did they finally like kiss and make up so they can now you can do?
I think it was when they officially made it legal. It was just like you're gonna really keep infringing on states' rights. We're not gonna help you. Like if you got a real case you want us to help you with, we're not gonna help you. So it's like either you let these shops rock, but then too, the weed shops start putting money into the economies in the towns that they were at. So like they were
I was just
rich.
about to say that.
Is that why y'all ain't got no potholes?
Probably so. Probably so.
Hey, weed fixed it. That's what it is.
It should, you know what? But it'd be nice if it could fix everything. Like when I came outside, so I'm just walking around, and I'm like, bro, I know I'm in the hood. Like this is, like, I mean, there's a hood everywhere, but like the fact that there's a nail salon, there's one nail salon in that Slauson Mall, right? They got cages around there. I'm like, what y'all got a cage for?
Oh yeah, it's no joke.
What do they have a cage for?
What's the reason why you got? I'm gonna guess. Is it because so people won't be out trying to run out on them, or what's the reason?
No, it's just for when they close that stuff down at night. People will mess with your shop. Like you have like, say like a grocery store, like an Albertsons, or you know, like what it'd be Kroger out there or something like that.
Okay, cool.
They'll have a fence around it, so at nighttime people won't sleep there. Number one, and people won't mess up because somebody will literally run their car into your store and steal everything out of there.
You know, I think people who are,
Excuse me,
I think
guys.
when you reach a certain age, like I'm gonna say when you hit 30, if you hit 30 and you're still stealing, you need to go be in a mental hospital for the rest of your life because there's something mentally wrong with you. Come on now. So okay, and also I saw a lot of the directly across from the mall. I mean, not the mall. Directly across from the nail salon, there were like supposed to be like kids rides. Man, they were
ride like a carnival.
Like it was like little, like you put a quarter in there and it like start, you know, like little horses or something like that, right? Bro, it looked like the last time it was clean was the same time polio came out. Like it was so dusty, and half of like the parts on the thing wasn't even working. Like I'm like, bro, what the hell? So I'm walking around and I was trying to take video recording of like the diamonds and the jewelry, and the Asian people are like, no, and I'm like, what? And they said no. And the person who I was with, they said they don't want you to record. I'm like, why don't they want to record? So can you answer that, Royal? What's the reason why they don't want you to record?
I have no idea, but it's probably because number one, they don't like niggas, and then plus you could be stupid. They don't like niggas.
Hurry up and buy.
and then two, they probably think you scoping the shit out because niggas will do that. They call it what it's called out here is flocking. You know, you go.
I mean, scoping it out in what way though?
Scoping it out to come back. Oh, I want this one, this one, this one. Okay.
What's wrong with that?
And you go come back and get it without money,
without paying for it.
I mean, but my question is, do you really? I mean, people gonna do that anyway. Like, why would they even think that you got to have like video camera to be like, oh, I'm gonna get this? Like, what if you come back the next day, it's not even there? So like I said, what I don't, where's the logic in that? And that's what they think, man. I think it's really because people, because they don't like us. That's what it comes down to. I'm like, but my question is, if you guys don't like us, why don't you go back to your own country then? Why are you out here basically showing us how much you hate us? Like, why don't you go back?
The crazy thing is they'll set up shop, the Asian people and the Middle Eastern people. I'm not racist at all. Like, but they set up shop in our communities. And then so
we can't get them together,
and we patronize their shops. That's the thing; they're gonna keep coming back. They don't give a shit about you, and they showed it before. Like I've had the racist experience in the Middle Eastern shop. I went back up there. I'm like, "What's up? Like you gonna disrespect my homegirl just because like she didn't even do anything? She went up there and bought some candy or something, and dude was mad at her because she paid in change or something like that."
And that happened to me. You know what? I didn't have no race type. I don't think it was a race experience, but I had a deal when I was out there, like directly across from Nipsey's. And is there a way that you can walk around, or you can't even really walk around? Like it's all blocked off.
I think it's still blocked off, but that was just because of what Nipsey getting killed there. Because it was before you could just walk through. Like I went to that shop before, and it was open season. You could just go in there.
Was he there when you went?
No, his sister was though. Actually, the reason I went up there is because I was working at Pizza Hut like the year before he passed, and his sister came and ordered pizza, and I didn't know who was his sister, but I was just like, she was wearing the Marathon shirt, and I'm just like, oh, that's dope, and it was like, oh, that's my bro, and I'm just like, she said, I work up there sometimes, you should come up there, and I was just like, for sure. I came up to the store.
Nice. She was cool.
Yeah, she was cool. She was like, come through, and I came through, and I was just like, hey, you remember me? She was like, yeah.
That whole family's cool though. Like
they real people. They real.
Father, his mother, his brother. Like they say, they're really cool people.
And now they own that whole parking lot.
Yeah, but beautiful. I was gonna say there was like I learned also that just because it says best donuts, there's a best donuts on every shop on every corner. They're not all good. And I went to the place that it was like the food. I started getting, I'm like, bro, and the guy was like, it seemed like he was trying to rush me out or whatever. And I'm like, bro, what the F is your problem, bro? Don't. But I was about to go off on him, and I'm like, bro, don't go off on him because he might be like, he might press a button underneath, and all of a sudden these random ninjas come out and they all attack me. And I was by myself. But if I was with somebody else, I'm like, bro, don't talk to me like that. Like, you don't have to talk. I know you hate niggas, but you ain't gotta sit here and talk to me like that. Like, he was.
Were you out there for a comedy show?
No, I was out there just because I had graduated college, and I said, let me go.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Let me go. As you can see, the little ding, Clark, Atlanta.
I do want to dive in.
To Clark, that was my second choice.
I do want to dive into that too. Like, what made you choose the HBCU, and was it like a conscious decision, or was that just because it was there, like Clark is there, and it was like the aspiration? Because like living in LA, UCLA, USC is the goal, but was it, or would you like, this is a HBCU, I got to go to a black school?
So I like, since I was like 14, I've been, wanting to go to Clark just because it was like I was told it was really good with like mass communications, and my dreams have my own radio and television show, right? But I didn't realize until later on that you don't even need college to like, it's not for that. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So like, but that's the reason why. If I would have known that, I definitely would not have gone there. I would have just continued my degree, trying to, like the school I'm at now, Georgia State. I would continue my degree at Georgia State and just priority, been done with my master's program by now or something in that realm.
How was the experience there though? What was it like? All they say it is, like the unity, the black experience for real?
When I was there, it was like more for me, and this is, I was there from like a little while, like 2016 to last year, because I couldn't afford to go back or anything. So I remember, number one, I think like, I don't understand if it's HBCUs or what, but like, or maybe it's private schools. I'm not sure. I need to look into public HBCUs, but like the fact that why does it even cost so much to like, why does it cost so much to even come here? That's number one, what I think about. Like, are you guys like carrying us to class? Are you eating lobster and steak and the whole night? You're not doing that crap.
I honestly think it's the HBCU thing. I think the headline, the umbrella is HBCU, and then you had all these different types of colleges to where we were competing with the, private white institutions like Harvard and Princeton and things like that. And so I think that's where the hypeness of it, because everybody wanted to go to HBCU, even myself, like Clark Atlanta, Fort Valley State University. Those were like my top two, well, not top two, but like my top 10. And I think it's just the hype. I think because BET was one of the biggest supporters of HBCUs, and just watching them, College Hill and things like that. So of course their prices went up. And I think all HBCUs prices went up after that.
Okay,
a little crazy, but yeah.
I didn't even know what an HBCU was until I was almost grown, because it wasn't a thing in California, like you going to SC, you going to UCLA, but it wasn't.
New York is the same way too. Yeah.
So I think it's more
diversity. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's that diversity, but no, like I said, I think it was like a lot of times it was a popularity, like contest type of ordeal. Like you got best dress. Oh my gosh, y'all out here dressing good, but you flunking, like or people wearing heels.
Priorities are not in order.
Heels to class, and it's like for me personally, and then on top of that, the guys, a lot of them were gay. That's what they don't tell you. Yeah, a lot of them were gay, so I can't really like the guys who were straight. The women are all flocking to them. I don't have time for that. I don't have time. And the ones who like me, they weren't worth a damn. And then like someone finessed me like a little bit more for some weed, and I'm like, bro, this don't even like this ain't smoking like no $15, my boy. Like, come on now. Like it was, and then like I hated my roommates. I hate living with people period. So. But I didn't hate it was just, it depended on the season. They just immaturity. It was just a mess.
What did you get your degree in?
Mass communications in radio, TV, and film.
Hello.
I mean, it is good, something good to have under your belt, although unfortunately now YouTube and stuff like that shows you, like you said, it's just who you know. Is making those connections, and you don't have to have a degree to work at these companies anymore. It's just show us what you got.
Right.
That's it. That's true. But yeah, like I said, Georgia State is cool. But yeah, Clark was okay. And then on top of that, like they have us like graduation is outside instead of like inside of somewhere where there's some AC or so. Like, bro, it's 75 degrees. We're in all black. You trying to have us looking and frying like some freaking bacon? What's wrong with you, bro? Some gas station bacon at that. Not no turkey bacon. Not no, turkey bacon and condom sex are the same thing.
I just thought about the comparison. Like, really?
So you graduate from Kroc, Atlanta. Do you go ahead and go into comedy, like straight into comedy? Or was that like, did you baby step yourself into it?
I've always been doing comedy. I was doing it like posting on Snapchat when I first got to Clark. So, and people were just like amazing following me and all that other type of jazz. And so that was pretty much it. But like, I really didn't like fully pursue till, and then I was like, when I was at Clark, I was still like posting my videos, on my Instagram, and I was like finding my niche and like, okay, maybe I should ask random people, can they repost my videos or something like that? And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But I found me a niche. I just follow men. Men, y'all will support me, show love, and I show love back.
The opposite sex will always support each other.
Like, it's crazy though, for real. I wonder if it's like a competition thing.
It is.
But like she said, like a man would definitely support a woman faster than a woman would support a woman. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, wow.
Unless you somebody famous.
Right.
They don't give a damn.
So do you remember your first stand-up experience? And was it difficult transitioning from doing social media comedy to doing stand-up?
My first, I chickened out a few times. My first was a year and some change back with another podcaster. And I remember he, was like, he was out of unprofessional. Like, I reached out to him and I had said, listen, man, I haven't heard nothing. And that was what I should not have done. I'm like, I'm not reaching out to you. Like, you came to me with this idea, right? So I'm not, Anyway, I reached out to him. I said, I haven't heard, like, am I going to be number one? This is going to be an online Zoom, thing or whatever. He's like, yeah, I was hoping you was going to be number one. And I'm like, okay. And then we talked about payment. And I said,
is that like number one, like as in the headliner?
Yeah. And I was going to just talk for like 5 minutes or like 10 minutes to stand up for like 10 minutes. And so he said for as long as I wanted to go. I think I did like stand up for like 10-15 minutes, but he wanted to clean, right? Now if you're doing all these stipulations, man, you gonna have to like run me my money, run me my coins and whatnot, like what I want. So I said give me $50, which was still too low. And he said to me, I mean, if I give that money to you, you're going to have to like overly promote it. I'm like, bro, I've been promoting it. People people will support you until it's time to pay. So what are you talking? He's like, oh yeah, well,
that's not how that works though. They paying for your service. Like that promoting is not part of it.
That's why I was like, what does he mean? I got to overly promote to just give me this little 50? Like,
I'm not part of the marketing team.
He literally was just, I mean, I did it and I just took the money. What I should have done was like, no, I'm cool. I appreciate it. This is not going to work for me, but thank you for thinking of me. But didn't want to, I wasn't as confrontational as I am now. So
that was your first ever stand-up?
That was the first one. So he started off with a sour taste in my mouth.
I've heard that different comedians say that doing comedy over Zoom does not give you the same feel of being in front of somebody.
Well, here's the thing. When I was actually in I did another Zoom comedy, and I would tell you, like, I loved that. It was like, it was amazing. Like everybody, all the performers were just, everybody had their mics unmuted and they were just laughing at every single thing that I was saying.
So you got the real-time reaction to your...
Yeah, and these were like the other performers. And it was live, so whoever else is laughing too. I think it was like, it was on like, it went straight to YouTube. So the YouTube comments were just going crazy. I'm like, don't look at the YouTube comments, just focus.
Yeah.
That's really dope. So how was your first in person?
It was cool. It was like 5 people there, and I was hoping that they was all going to run around the room and knock each other out. That's not how that went, but they laughed some. I performed for like 20 minutes.
Were you nervous?
Slightly.
Okay.
I know it's a process coming up with your set. So do you like work it out with somebody else, or do you or is it like you gonna hear it when I give it to you type thing?
You gonna hear when I give it to you. I might if I be in the clouds of Snoop Dogg and whatnot, I might just like start saying something. I'm like, bro, go get the voice memo, and I was just like, I can rehearse it from there. I've been giving y'all a show the entire time without y'all realizing it.
For real,
absolutely. I've been absorbing it in.
For real. This might be one of the funniest episodes we've ever done.
We need one. We need funny though.
The first person, man. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
we need people like you.
It's like doing a train. You always want to be number one. You know, 3, 4. Shout out to the women out there who have had trains. I'm like, let's
get it over with.
I want to know now, like, why'd y'all participate in that? What exactly? What makes you want to do that?
I was hella confused growing up. Like, my high school was wild. No, like people did some nasty shit. Like there was some, yeah.
Give me your top 3 wildest stories or things you remember seeing in high school. You're like, bro, you niggas ain't got no home training.
One of them was the girl getting the train run on her. I remember it was an Asian girl, and I went in the boys' bathroom to use the bathroom, and I see girl legs under the stall, and I'm like, I really got to use it. What the nigga? Hold on, and I'm like, there's like 4 niggas outside the bathroom. I'm like, what is that? And then she come out. One dude got his arm around her, like, yeah. I'm just like,
what grade were you in? What just happened?
I had to be like in 10th grade.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm like, y'all didn't have no cameras?
No, but it was like 02.
My high school didn't have none either.
I was gonna say y'all probably came out in the 2000s or something like that.
Yeah,
so that's what makes it. In this day and age, you gotta have cameras. Like,
oh yeah, my school got wild after I left. They got razor wire fences after I left.
God,
what's the reason why they have that?
So the kids don't jump out and leave. The people was ditching, and then +2.
Why do they care?
One of the other things that happened, people will try to come into school. One of the other wild things I saw was we had Black on Mexican riots. And
were you ever a part of a riot?
Kind of, but I was by default. Like I didn't want to participate in it.
I'm interested in that.
I was Black, and I had Mexican friends, so like I was trying to reach out to my Mexican friends, like, I don't want to fight you.
No quiero pelear. No quiero pelear.
No,
wait. ¿Tú hablas español?
Sí.
How'd you learn? So what was your first language?
English.
So how'd you learn Spanish? How'd you learn it fluently?
In my house. Are
you married to somebody of the Hispanic descent?
My mother and my father are Honduran.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that is so cool. Yeah. Muy frío. No, that's not how you say cool. ¿Cómo se dice?
Cold. No, yeah, frío, yeah.
No, how do you say cool? That's very cool.
Is there so many ways to say it? Because every country has their own dialect. But we would say
they're from Honduras. So when Lisa left Lopez, like, is there a monument or a street named after her out there?
It's like a little shrine. The shrine
where the car accident happened.
No, when you come off the.
Like, I can't hear you.
You cut out. Like.
No, I can't. We still can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect. You said it's a shrine and what?
It's like a shrine. Like the moment you get off the plane, wherever direction you're going to, you can't miss it. It's like in the center. It's in the middle. So no matter which way you're going to be able to see it.
Oh, so okay, got you. I didn't know. Like, do you know where the car accident is? Like, was that a no at all? Not trying to know where it is.
Mm-mm.
I'm so spooky. Like, I won't walk through the what do you call that? The place where they bury people? Tombstone.
Cemetery.
Yeah, graveyard. Okay, so yeah, call it Tombstone. Well, listen, I won't walk through there at night, but I will like go see where Lisa lived. I like doing that type of history type stuff. Like I literally would go to like the Lion's Den, okay, and find Daniel. Like, bro, what you doing here? I'm like, bro, I just wanted to come see you. Like, bro, this is where you really was at. What you eat for that time, man? And I'm gonna go. You know, I want to go to actually where like the Garden of Eden. I know they have cherubim who are still like they're surrounded by like around it, and I want to just like go up as close as I can before they strike me down. I'm like, listen, I spoke to God, so I'm good. Okay, I know I got the VIP pass. So let me get as close as I can. Can I take a picture? Can we do a selfie? You know.
Wait, so Royal, when you're trying to stop the Mexicans from fighting, no quiero pelear, no quiero pelear.
Wait, does that mean no fight? What'd you just say?
Yeah, no fighting. I don't want to fight.
I was trying to reach out, but they weren't part of it. It was really the essays. You know, the southern Mexicans. You know, the game bangers versus all the blacks though. And so like they was like, we don't have no parts in that either. We gonna go home afterwards. And y'all froze on me. Hold on. No, honey. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me?
I can hear you. Now you good.
Okay. They didn't want to hear none of that. So because they weren't part of it either. So it was just like I kind of was inadvertently part of it. Although I didn't engage in the fighting part. Like but there was like a whole point where our lunch area was this half of it was blacks, this half of it was Mexicans, and we was just having a stare down. And like they said, none of the black people could go to the bathroom by themselves. So if you was going to the bathroom, got a class, you better have somebody else to go with you, and vice versa.
Buddy to the bathroom?
Yeah, because
there was an issue with the Hispanics and the black people. What was the problem?
Somebody got beat up on one side or the other, and they couldn't take it, and they told all their friends, and then it turned into one thing or the other. And I think it was a black dude beat up a Mexican dude, one-on-one fight, mind you, one-on-one fight. It was just between those two. He got mad and told all his Mexican friends, and they started trying to jump the black dude. And then after that, it was just like, well, you ain't finna jump none of us. And
that's how. So how did you guys have backup, like security, random police officers, like 30,000?
We had police. We actually made the news. You could look it up. Was it 03 or 04? The riot spilled out to after school, and they had because the people's like older cousins and stuff showed up to to help out. Yeah, so it was like people pulling up with guns and everything, and the police had to come and put pepper spray in the middle of the crowd.
Lockdown. Did he throw those gas bombs and everything?
Yes, they did all of that, and it was
did you get hit?
I wasn't there by that time. I took the bus home. I knew it was finna go down. I knew it was finna go down, and I was gonna stay to like help my friends, but I'm just like,
adios.
Nah. Y'all be all right.
Adios. Wait, so Kyndra, what's the craziest things you've seen in high school? Because
my high school, like this is when my mom transitioned me to a better high school. So, I mean, it was a few fights, just a few. What else? That was it. Wasn't as interesting. Like we didn't have
but no trains being ran on.
No, people got we had good camera systems. So one time, a girl who's a hairstylist, she was with her boyfriend, who was like the best dressed flunking student in our school. And I remember, like, he always had Gucci and Louis and all that other type of crap.
But he was stupid.
But he was ugly too. Anyway, oh my gosh, I just still remember his face. Anyway, so I remember they actually went to the bathroom and they got caught by a teacher having sex, and so they got expelled for that.
Wow.
I wonder how that feel to get caught by a teacher though. It's just like, do you stop mid-stroke and be like, let me finish. I'm gonna let you finish.
How far they got?
No, my thing is
have to ask her one day.
How do you feel knowing that this camera is watching you? Like that there's a camera watching you. So are you giving a show? Like is this like
no, they like you know what's so crazy? Y'all know Evander Holyfield, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
His son actually got expelled in middle school because he let Becky end up giving him head in the middle of the hallway after school, and he and the cameras roll 24/7. And
I hope he enjoyed it.
Nobody caught him. It was just like the next day, and they expelled him. And I'm like, bro, for your father. But I think about I think sometimes the most prestige people, their home life is shit. So you can't. I don't. I mean, I don't sit back because they're still human at the end of the day.
Right.
So, but I know that was I wonder how that conversation with his father went. I really want to know, how that went. Maybe when I talk to him one day. Be like, hey, when I was in middle school, you got to fake act like you don't know when someone tell you information you already know. And
right.
Like, yeah, no, my goodness, you did that, my boy. I'm a dapper. I'm like, my boy. So
I've done that.
We didn't have nothing. We didn't have nothing wild. A lot of Hispanics always had ankle monitors on them, and I'm like, bro, and they were showing it off like it was a badge of honor. I'm like, you dummies, why would y'all do that?
Question: I didn't ask. I don't think we asked you this yet. Do you have siblings?
None that matter anymore. They all got canceled. But before, they did their BS, it was like 5 of them. But none of them. They're all just canceled.
Speaking in past tense, though.
I'm by myself, man. None of them matter.
Damn.
Jesus.
Black sheep. I'm a black sheep.
It'd be like that sometimes.
As a fellow black sheep, I understand.
So am I.
It is what it is. Actually, you asked for 3 stories, so the last one I'm gonna tell you is.
Wait, hold on. I had a quick question. How did they finally get that riot to go away? Did they cancel school for a few days?
No, it was just the police shut it down, and then the next couple of days after that, we just had extra security there. I think we got security from another school, and it was kind of like you go straight to your class. And straight to,
How do they know to trust y'all? Because what if after they left, they start acting the fool again? They did play DMX and they start acting, or they play Lil Jon.
It just died down eventually. It really just kind of died down. But that was not the only time that it happened, but that was the worst one. But after that, people were like, okay, we're going to meet up after school.
Did it ever make you scared? Did you ever feel like your life scared?
No. I mean, I was watching my back. But it wasn't like I was scared of them.
Bro, you a thug, man.
I mean, I was never scared to throw hands with people. So if we was finna do that, it is what it is. We did random stuff to keep each other up on it. We gonna fake squabble all the time. So it was we gonna squabble.
So nobody, you ever jumped somebody?
Now I have never jumped anybody.
Have you ever been jumped?
Yes, that was my third story.
Come on.
So I don't know if you guys remember those old Palm Pilots.
Yeah.
It was before cell phones and all of that. You would.
Kyndra said what?
It was like a thing where somebody could put your number, their number into your Palm Pilot. You could save people's number. It was like the digital version of the Black Book.
Okay.
And so I had a Palm Pilot. You could also put, using a calculator and stuff. I was in my math class, and I started to become a little popular at this time, and so girls wanted to put their number in my Palm Pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And this one boy, his name was Roy. I'm shouting his name out because Roy is a weenie. He got mad. Roy got mad because the girls were giving me attention, so he said, "Let me see your Palm Pilot." And he started He started messing with something. I'm like, "Give it back," and he snatched it from my hand, and I was just like, "Bro, don't ever snatch something from me again."
Let him know what time it is, my boy.
And he was just like, "We can meet up after school and fight." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm not gonna wait for you to fight. But if I see you, then I'll see you. And we can get down."
Right.
So I'm like, and this happened that day. I stayed after school late for something, and I had a friend waiting with me. I'm like, "Hey, bro, this dude, I don't trust him to come by himself." And so we waited for 20, 30 minutes. Nothing. So I'm like, "All right, bro, I'll see you tomorrow." So I start walking to the bus.
Oh.
And next thing I heard was I'm on the back street of my school, and I heard somebody say, "Watch out."
Wow.
And
he was watching you the whole time.
Yeah, somebody said, "Watch out." One person had my arm, and dude just was taking flight on my face. But I swear to God, I didn't feel it. He was just boop, 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 just getting all these free hits, and I'm just like,
the adrenaline.
Nigga, this really good.
It reminds me of that episode from SpongeBob where like the guy's like, I'm gonna kick your butt, and he just started punching SpongeBob, and SpongeBob was still doing his job. He's over here punching him, and he just got. And then the old man said, I'm gonna kick your butt.
So the worst part of that story is I really wasn't feeling the hits, but I'm like, I can't move these two dudes that's holding my arms. Mm-hmm. So I was like, the best thing for me to do is to just fall. So like they would stop. So I fell, dude kicked me and took off running.
Bitch.
What about the two other guys?
They all took off running.
Yeah, bitch.
Did you catch them? Did you catch any of them one-on-one?
No, I didn't, but some other people did for me later on. But when I got up, I had a black eye and everything, and they took me in the office to school, and the security was just like, somebody told the security that I was in the special ed class.
Okay. He was eating lunch with them.
Yeah, you could go ahead.
Is that what saved you because of that?
No, actually, I got suspended still.
Wait, let me go to the.
That's how it usually be, though.
Yeah, my school was foul. They didn't care. You got in the fight still. I'm just like, I didn't even hit back.
Both people get suspended at that point. Wow. Were you hurt bad though?
I had a black eye. That was it. Like, I'm telling you, like, you would think that all the damage that he did and everything like that, my face would be messed up. This eye was black at the bottom right here. That was it.
He must have been a heavy. And she's back, people.
After the intermission. I hope we're not keeping you too long.
I was gonna say I got like probably about 10 more minutes, and then I need to go eat some food.
Okay. Oh, for sure. I think that was pretty much the end of the story. I got suspended and had actually got on what was it, like a fine, even though I got jumped. I got fined by the city.
What?
Yeah.
I ain't never hear no shit like that.
When did they take people to jail? When did it, like, what has to happen for people, like, you know?
Right, like, but I didn't snitch on them or nothing, but all the people that I knew, like, I didn't even have friends like that, but people I knew, they was like, we caught all of them for you. And after that, he didn't come back to the school. So somebody beat him up bad enough that he didn't come back to the school.
Did you ever see him later on down the line?
Never.
Any of those guys?
None of them. So
maybe he's a fan of the show. He knows what he did. Hey, Whitney.
So since we're on a limited time schedule, I kind of want to talk about your inspirations in comedy. What inspires you to?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And what, like, your inspirations and what inspires you to keep going?
Few of the people, my top 5 favorite comedians, excluding the GOATs, because I like to shed light on other people. Chris Rock, Cedric, Steve, Carlos Miller, and Arnez J. I have not met or seen any of them. I don't want to even meet any of my favorites because I learned don't meet your idols. Don't get excited to try to meet your idols, man.
I heard Arnez J is like, number one, he's underrated. Yeah. Legendary.
Very.
And I heard that he's still funny. Like, actually, he is still funny. If you watch his set on Kevin on Stage's what's that called? Keep Your Distance. Yeah. Still fire. Still funny. So,
and my favorite female, a couple of my favorite females is Wanda Sykes and Miss Pat, comedian Miss Pat.
Yes. Both good. Yes.
Both real good.
That's it. But what's my motivation to get out of the Section 8 neighborhood with bullet holes in the walls and stuff? Gotta get up out of here. I gotta move on up like the Jeffersons.
Absolutely.
So that's it with that. That's it. And I wanna be able to, like, once I'm on, I want other people to come on too. Like, hey, I was a meal ticket.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to be used, though. It's a difference between pulling somebody up and they hanging on your coattails.
And they ain't gonna do that. I'll let them know, like, bro, are you hanging on my coattail right now? Like, Drake, I'll be like, coattail? me a whole soldier boy, coattail? And they be like, where I'm like, bro, you know what you're doing, bro. Get your life together, bro.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
This has been real dope and fun, and we didn't even get to the question. A lot of the questions.
Next time, let's do a part 2. Bring
definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We
would love to have you back on, but I want to give you the floor before we get out of here. Anything you want to shout out, anything that's special going on, and shout out all your socials, and we'll put them all in the description too.
So, I would love to shout out. I'm officially first time author. Diamond in the Rough. So Diamond, it's like DIAMOND IND. Rough. ROUGH on Amazon by Kyndra Crump, and my name is spelled a little bit different. So, it's just KENDRA. But I know this sounds so confusing, but they're gonna put everything in the show notes, and they're gonna have to copy the link to the book. I'm gonna send to them and everything so they can put that in there. But yeah, Diamond in the Rough, and it's a fictional urban book, and the synopsis basically is about a girl who is a 25-year-old Miami native who moves from Florida to Georgia to get away from her crazy ex-boyfriend, and she finds love out here. But the guy that she's with now is not as crazy seems, and only one makes it out alive, but it's other characters, like her sister Keisha is a stripper, and then her best friend Crystal is there to kind of tag along and possibly pimp slap folks who we gotta read to figure out. It's a bunch of mess. But just go ahead, Diamond in the Rough on Amazon. What else? Am I shouting out? My husband, wherever you may be, being a hoe ain't it, man. Let's see what else. And yeah, Suge Knight. How dare you not respond back to me? Okay, Larry Hoover. Why does your mail get returned every time I try to send you a message? You ain't doing that. Are you that dangerous? I can't talk to you.
Have you reached out to Meech yet?
I was going to, but I couldn't remember his address. It's okay. His son ain't worth a damn. Anyway, so like I said, that's it. The end.
Go support Kyndra, y'all. Go buy her book. Please. Show up and show out for real.
Absolutely.
This has been another episode of the R.E.A.L podcast. We love y'all, and it's been real. Peace.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear that violence coming on an island drumming. Stake your claim and make a name in this game.